This episode comes from Yardley Ski Auditing. Make sure to check the link below, subscribe to his channel, and give him the credit he deserves. In this video, Auditor Yardley Ski is standing outside a police station doing a social experiment for his YouTube channel. He calmly explains what he is doing to a sergeant and another officer. However, instead of leaving him alone, the officers make the situation worse and detain him under the terrorism law without proper reason. Yardley knows his rights and challenges their misuse of power. Later, he takes legal action against them and successfully receives compensation for—
You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just concentrating on the filming.
Okay.
Yeah, can I just take your numbers, please? Are you filming me?
We are, yeah.
Yeah, you are now.
Engaging with you.
Yeah, okay.
Text
Then. Yeah. Can I?
You can take the numbers, mate. 3406.
Thank you very much.
We've only come out.
Can I take your number, please?
3026. I'm the sergeant, Scott Manning.
You're the sergeant. Okay, thank you very much. It's a social experiment that I'm doing.
Right.
Yeah. So
Explain exactly what that means.
well, I don't have to explain. I mean, don't answer me like that. I mean, if we're gonna have a conversation.
Can I ask you what your social experiment is then, please?
Okay. Well, there's been some abuse around people filming in public, and the police have abused powers. It's to see what sort of interaction I'm going to get by doing a legal activity. Yeah.
Okay. Do you not see, from the point of view of the police officers, that the vulnerability for us when we're coming in and out,
Okay,
and
so-
not everyone's going to know who you are,
Fair enough.
and
Yeah.
immediately that's going to maybe cause them some concern. Do you not think you have some sort of civil duty to try and sort of help the police to be able to feel a little bit more comfortable coming in and out of the police building?
Okay.
The officer says the auditor is a security risk because people don't know who he is. This shows the officer doesn't really understand how public spaces work. In fact, you don't have to give your personal details to the police just for filming in public. The law only requires you to share your information in certain situations, and this wasn't one of them. Calling someone a risk just because they have a camera is unfair and not based on real evidence. The officer also tries to make the auditor feel guilty by saying he should make the police feel comfortable, but that's wrong. It's not the public's job to change what they are legally allowed to do. It's the officer's job to follow the law and respect people's rights.
If what I'm doing is legal,
No, I haven't asked you if it's
no,
legal.
but if it's legal, it's not a matter of what you just said to me. It's a legal activity,
Yeah,
so
no,
therefore I can do it.
No, I'm not
So by
suggesting
your
that you
explanation to me, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's also a legal activity, so you've got to respect that I can do it.
At no point have I said that you can't.
No, I know you haven't,
So I asked you a
but that's the
question, but is it
conversation,
the
and it'll
question
go
that you
round.
refuse to answer, that you don't feel that you've got.
Do I
some
have to
sort of-
answer it?
No, absolutely
Well,
not.
I've just given you my answer. I just said to you that because it's a legal activity and I can do it, from what you just said, negates it being a legal activity.
Not
If it was
any point.
unlawful,
Not any
then
point.
you can turn around and say, oh, do you know what, we're scared because
not
you're doing
any point.
something which
I said
isn't
that.
unlawful, you'd come and arrest me.
Right.
But because it's legal, I can understand the concern. Don't get me wrong. I'm not
Lovely.
I'm not
I'm glad that you
I'm
do.
not being
Thank you.
antagonistic, right, or anything like that. Yeah, of course I can understand the concern, but because it is legal, the concerns doesn't outweigh my right.
In the UK, people are allowed to film in public. This is protected by law and by Article 10 of the Human Rights Act, which supports freedom of expression. Police can't legally stop someone or ask for their personal details unless they have a good reason to suspect a real crime. A sergeant's job is to follow the law, not just act on feelings. In this situation, the auditor is more patient and calm than the officers. He understands how they feel, but still knows his legal rights. He isn't trying to cause trouble, he's just standing by the law. The sergeant's refusal to respect this shows the real problem, using power to feel comfortable instead of basing decisions on the person's actions.
Therefore, you're talking to me, and that's what you're supposed to do. If you want to turn around and say, oh, we want to try to figure out what you're doing and stuff like that.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah, no, that's just what I'm trying to say to you. Yeah, then that's fine. And if that's the case, and you've figured out that I'm doing a legal activity, then that should be the end of the conversation, really. I mean, you can come, you can give your opinion, you can tell me whatever you want to tell me, but all I'm going to say to you is, I ain't doing nothing wrong.
I get that's what you're saying. We're just asking you why you're not doing anything wrong.
Because
You
it
said you're
says so.
doing
It's a law.
No, you've said
Well,
you're doing a
the law-
social experiment. We've said what sort of experiment are you doing? That's all we've asked you.
No,
There's a lot of things. There is a lot of
Hold
things
on.
that are not legal.
Hold
I
on.
could listen a second. I could go home.
No, actually, I don't have to listen a second, but I'll let you
But
carry
I
on.
thought you said we're having a
No,
conversation.
I'll let you carry on. Well, it's
That's
not.
how
It's not a
conversations
conversation with consent. You guys have come up to me to stop me filming legally, and then you're
But we
trying
don't-
to
we don't
say
know that
stuff
until
to
we
me.
speak to you.
Okay, but now you're trying to put your opinion onto me, which isn't what.
You said we're having a conversation.
Yes,
Conversations go two ways.
I know you've explained this is a social experiment.
Yeah.
We've got no way of actually testing that.
The auditor is being open, calm, and clear about what he is doing. He isn't hiding anything or acting suspicious. He's just explaining why he is filming in a public place, which is completely legal. Normally, that should be enough to end the situation, but the sergeant puts the responsibility on the auditor, acting like they don't have to believe him. That's not how the law works. In the UK, people don't have to prove they are innocent just to be left alone. It's the police who must have a real reason to interfere. What makes it worse is that even though the auditor was honest and explained everything, the officer still doubts him and keeps pushing. This is a misuse of police power and shows biased policing, where rights are ignored based on imagined concerns instead of real evidence.
Really?
Well,
Yeah,
the
this
way
is
that
your
you're
opinion,
testing
and
it.
the fact
Okay,
that
let
this
you finish
is
first.
the fact that this is quite a vulnerable premises.
Mhm.
The police officers coming in and out. Quite recently, we've had quite a lot of attacks and people that have been attacked
Mm-hmm.
coming in and going out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to detain you for the purpose of the search,
Okay.
using the powers of the terrorism act.
Okay. Before you do that, can I just ask you to look in my backpack, in the pocket, in the back pocket, yeah? And there's a bit of paper in there, yeah? It's a NCPP police advice in regards to Terrorism Act.
Okay, well, we'll
Yeah.
search
No, I'm just saying, it's got the Terrorism
I've
Act.
explained the
Okay,
reason
if you want to
behind
search me,
why.
that's fine.
If
That's
I've
fine.
explained the
Okay.
reason behind why I'm going to search.
Well, I don't agree to it, but okay.
I'll
What
explain
can
the
I say?
power. Could I
Can I help you
just explain what I'm going to explain and you can
Okay.
talk to me after?
Okay, fair enough.
Okay?
Yep.
You're detained for the purpose of search, which means you can't leave at the moment. You're not under
Fair enough.
arrest.
Okay, yeah.
You can't leave until I've completed my search. When I've
Fair enough.
finished, I'll fill out a stop slip, which will have all the powers listed on it and the reasons behind why.
Okay.
Okay, do you understand all of that?
I believe it's an unlawful search.
Well, I didn't ask you what your opinion was. I'm asking you, do you understand all of that? No? Okay, fine. Okay, so I should just take that.
Yeah, can I just put this on the floor then, please?
Yeah, it's fine,
Yeah?
yeah, it's fine.
Even though the auditor calmly explains what he is doing and isn't a threat, the sergeant still detains him using the terrorism law. This law should only be used if there is real and reasonable suspicion of terrorist activity, not for someone peacefully filming as part of a social experiment. The reason given for the detention is weak and looks like an abuse of power rather than proper policing. It gets worse when the auditor says he thinks the search is unlawful, and the sergeant replies that he didn't ask for his opinion. This is not only rude, but also shows a lack of respect for people's rights. It makes the auditor seem like a problem rather than a citizen with legal protections. Using such a serious law without a good reason is a clear misuse of authority. Later, it became known how much compensation Yardley received for this unlawful detention.
I believe that I've just been unlawfully searched.
Right.
Yeah, under section 43. Yeah, I don't agree with 5 officers having to search me, considering I'm doing a legal.
No one is
there's a bike.
suggesting.
There's a bike. Let me
No
take a
one is
picture of these bikes.
suggesting.
Do you know something? Do you know something? Actually, you've done what you've done. Listen. 5 of you are standing here, so as far as I'm concerned, you've all searched me.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's-
even though these guys, you were okay in the
I
beginning,
wanna
so I ain't got
clarify
nothing,
with you,
no
on film
issues
as
against
well.
you. This guy here, is there telling me what that I didn't engage in the beginning, but obviously the
Boss man,
video
can
will
I
show
ask you?
differently.
Boss man,
Yeah,
listen to me.
I'm
gonna
not a
call you
boss man or
What would
anything
you
like
like me
that.
to call you?
Right, I think that's quite disrespectful.
Okay, what would you
yeah,
like me to call you?
in saying that. Right, yeah, I do want to stop for
What would you like me to
actually.
call you?
And the thing about it is, yeah, you believe that you done illegal activity. I believe that it was an illegal
Yeah, well, we'll
search.
have to agree
I
to
told you about
disagree
the
on that,
section
won't we?
43 memo and all that sort of thing. I've got it in my bag
Yeah.
to show you. There's nothing that I've been doing. So
No one's suggesting that anything you've done is illegal, because if they
well
did,
then, so all you're
we
doing
would-
is trying to get
Either you
information
talk or
on
I'll
me,
talk.
which
If we
is
both talk at
it
the
doesn't
same
matter.
time, it'd be pointless.
Oh
wouldn't it?
well then that's why I wasn't talking earlier on, because I didn't make 2 of us talking at the same time. Yeah,
Well, you were
one
asked
person at a
what
time.
are you doing? You said a social experiment. We said, what's the nature of that? And you refused to engage with us.
Okay.
Anyone can say it's a social experiment. You need to give us a little bit more.
So, if
if
that's what you want to do, fine, do it to everybody. If they want to film, it's up to you. It's cool, whatever.
When the officer says anyone could claim it's a social experiment and asks the auditor for more information, it shows a misuse of power. The auditor had already clearly and calmly explained that he was doing a social experiment while filming in public, which is completely legal. That should have been enough. The officers needed real suspicion of a crime, which they did not have. By asking for more justification, the officer is acting like legal activity isn't allowed unless the police personally approve. But the law doesn't work that way. People don't have to keep explaining themselves if they are not breaking the law. Thinking like this turns basic rights into privileges, making people feel they have to prove themselves just to avoid being detained, which is very dangerous.
Sir.
It is what it is.
Sir, good?
Oh, do you know something? I'm just like gonna stand here now because it's too many questions.
Could I ask you some questions?
Yes, you can.
Excellent. Okay, so I know that you don't agree with our grounds, but those are our grounds and they're subjective. They're my grounds, okay? And I've explained them to you. If you want to challenge them, you can, but it's not about you filming. Filming was the reason we come over to speak to you.
Okay.
And then once we've gone into that reason behind why you're filming, this is why I've used those powers.
Okay, so you had credible information that I could be a terrorist.
How would I know?
Or was it just that you came out to
Credible
talk to me?
information?
No. Well, I'm just going to read something to you, which it says in regards.
What name would you like me to record?
In regards to suspicion.
What name would you like me to record on this?
Yeah. What is reasonable suspicion? Yeah. The code explains that reasonable suspicion must be based on objective facts or information. It can never be based on the personal factors alone. Yeah. Okay.
I'm quite happy with that.
Have you got any objective facts?
Yeah.
What are they?
My objective fact is that you was filming outside a police station.
It's illegal. It's illegal.
Which could be.
It's legal.
No, at any point in here,
It's
you've got to be acting illegally.
No, but it's legal for me to film outside a police station. So why bother come out?
This moment is a turning point and very powerful. When the auditor shows the National Police Chiefs Council guidance on using the terrorism law, he does more than just defend himself. He also teaches the sergeant who detained him. The auditor calmly explains that reasonable suspicion must be based on real facts or intelligence, not on personal opinions, guesses, or someone just filming in public. This isn't just his opinion, it comes from official police guidance. The sergeant's reaction shows he realizes the mistake. The auditor approached the situation calmly and with knowledge, not anger. This shows that the sergeant's decision to detain someone under counterterrorism powers had no proper legal basis.
You're absolutely right.
So why come out then? If I'm doing something which is legal, I'm not arguing. As what you said earlier on, or this officer said, it's a conversation and we've both got a conversation, so it's not an argument. Don't try to twist it, because he's already tried to twist stuff a little bit earlier on.
You're maybe trying to provoke us now.
Not at all. So if that's the case, then I'd advise you guys to go.
Well, once we've finished, we will.
Okay, so I'm not trying to provoke you. I'll zip it, or shall you zip it? Which one?
I don't mind.
Yeah, zipping it.
Right, okay. So you're not going to give us your name?
No.
You're not going to tell us where you come from? You're not going to try and put the officers inside that building at rest? The person outside is fine. There's no issues with them. All we know is what we see in front of us now. Your civil duty to really help us to try and do the job a little bit better, to make us feel.
That's all you wanted. If I would have agreed to that, you would have probably said, "Oh, then no worries."
To make us feel.
But because I didn't agree to it, it is what it is, isn't it?
Is that what it is?
By this point, the auditor has already been detained and searched under the terrorism law, and the officers found nothing. Even so, the sergeant keeps asking for his personal details, repeatedly asking for his name and where he came from. The situation is no longer about reasonable suspicion, it's about control and ego. The auditor has already done everything required. He calmly explained what he was doing, showed the official NPCC guidance to prove his rights, and went through the search without resisting. That should have ended it. But the sergeant keeps pushing and tries to make the auditor feel guilty, talking about a so-called civil duty, as if refusing to make the officers feel comfortable is suspicious. That's not true. The auditor doesn't owe the officers comfort. He has legal rights, and those rights were already violated once.
You're not going to give us your
Like
name?
you just said, if you'd engaged with us from the beginning.
No, it's not
you wouldn't have
engaging.
touched us, but you
You
wouldn't.
keep on
So-
saying about
Sir,
engaging.
So you got
It's
searched.
not engaging. The engagement is that I'm doing something legally and I actually don't have to give all this information out.
You're right, you don't.
Yeah, but if I'm there and I'm acting all weird and stuff like that, that's different.
were.
No, because I didn't answer you. Because I
You
didn't.
gave us
Because
half
I
an
didn't.
answer and then you didn't give us
Yeah,
an
but that's
answer. You
supposing
won't
that's
give us
how
your
I
name,
am.
you
Supposing
won't
that's
say
how
where
I
you come from.
converse.
We don't know who you are, so to
Okay.
say, I
All
tell
right
us
then.
the risk that
So
you're
you're
not.
not going to give us your name, is that right?
Correct. I'm not.
You're not going to tell us any information about yourself.
Do I need
That
to?
would no, you don't.
Okay,
But
well then that's the end of
would
that's the
help
end of that
us
then.
As a
That's the
police
end of that
force
then.
to feel
That's the
very
end of that then.
reassured.
That's the end
so
of that
you
then.
don't want us to feel reassured.
That's the end of that then.
Okay. Okay, if that's your answer, you don't want us to feel reassured, then that's fine.
All right.
Right. I'm sure you've got what you come for. I'll maybe see you another time. Okay?
He's a tyrant. He is.
He's can't get in
You're a bully. I'm suing you. Because you're a bully and you're a tyrant, aren't you?
Right.
I'm suing you guys because you're bullies and tyrants.
What Yardley wanted was to show bad policing, misuse of power, and how easily people's rights can be ignored. The sergeant showed all of that on camera. Yardley later won his case and got an £800 payout for this incident. This isn't just an opinion, it's legal proof that the stop was wrong from the start. From the moment the officers arrived, they acted on assumptions, not facts. Yardley calmly explained he was filming a social experiment, but they ignored this and kept asking for personal details he didn't have to give. When he stood up for his rights, they took it personally and started abusing their power. The worst mistake was detaining and searching him under Section 43 of the terrorism law without any real reason. Yardley wasn't a threat, had nothing suspicious, and had already explained his legal purpose. Even after finding nothing, the sergeant kept pushing, asking for his name, asking where he came from, and trying to make him feel guilty about a civil duty. That's not reasonable suspicion. That's abusing rights. Yardley stayed calm, used official NPCC guidance to show the officers were wrong, and made it clear they had no legal reason to act as they did. The sergeant's smug comment when walking away just showed how little some officers feel accountable when they are wrong. This situation reminds us why it's important to know your rights, because when officers ignore the law, people like Yardley have to hold them accountable.